Plaintiff Latavia Key says the defendant is her youngest brother, and they have 5 other siblings. Latavia wants the defendant to live up to his potential, and he was the first of her brothers to graduate high school. However, she's suing him today because he totaled her car. Defendant Latrell Key says of all their siblings, he and Latavia were the closest, and she always saw more in Latrell than he saw in himself. Latrell denies owing for the car because the accident was not his fault.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Hi, Your Honor. I am currently suing my brother, Latrell Key, for my car. I'm here actually because it's not about the car. It's more so I want him to understand that it's okay to be different. I need him to understand that he has to be held accountable for all his actions and responsibilities.
Different from what?
From the rest of my siblings, the rest of his brothers, that it's okay to stand out and go for everything that the world offers you.
Your other brothers didn't?
No, not the older ones. They didn't go for the potentials that they have. And I feel like I gave him all the opportunities that I did everybody else. I feel like we all grew up the same. There's no difference in us, but we chose different paths. And I wanted more for all my siblings. With him, it was different because he did graduate, the first out of 5 boys. He graduated.
Wow. The other 4 didn't, huh?
No, the other 3 didn't. My youngest one just graduated, but he was the oldest boy.
Of them. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Your Honor. And just like everybody else, I too graduated, but I'm the oldest girl. But like all the other boys, I'll give you the push. We never had it easy. My mom had 7 kids. As an oldest sibling, I'm there to help you through whatever, give you whatever that you need help to get where you need to go. Like I said, life wasn't easy. We grew up in Chicago. We stayed with my grandparents. Grandparents raised us for a little bit of time. Then we moved in with my parents. He, however, stayed back. So yeah, he has that only child syndrome.
Stay back.
With my grandparents. So he, had the only child syndrome for a little bit of going on there. And when, we would come back and visit, he always had that, this is my home, he's the only kid, so he thought he was bossy, rude, arrogant, smart mouth. Always been that way, but that's our brother. So us being siblings, we did used to just, jump him a little bit. We did, however, try to get him in line like, hey, you're the little one. We're still older than you. However, when he did come to join the rest of us, we became close-knit.
How old was he?
He came back around the age of 7 or 8, maybe 9.
Came back where?
To Kankakee County. So, we did become closer throughout the years of going. He started off on a rocky start in school and to where he got sent to an alternative school. When he got sent to an alternative school, the school called me. So when the school called, I came up there. I embarrassed him in front of his friends. He wanted to be a class clown, so I gave him a comedy show. He did, however, get back on the right track.
It worked.
It worked. He did, however, get back on the right track. He ended up graduating, and I was proud of him. In the midst of me being proud of him, things happened and we're here today.
Okay, let me hear from you, young man.
Well, Your Honor, that is true. We did grow up together. We were, when I moved, I'm gonna start from moving down there to Kankakee. We were close. I feel that we was the closest out of the brothers and sisters because I felt she seen more in me than I did seeing myself. You couldn't tell me nothing. I did what I wanted, said what I wanted, whenever. She would come up to the school and embarrass me as she thought. I was the man, so it wasn't embarrassing,
You were a man?
Yeah, I was the
man?
The man.
Okay.
I was, so it was
What gave you that impression? What gave you that impression?
I was one of I'm popular kids in school, so, all the other kids were like, that's why I said thinking it was embarrassing. They would look up to me anyway. If I did something, they would do it. I was always the leader, so the kids were always
Tell me some areas you led in.
Huh?
Tell me some areas that you led.
I led in a lot.
Just tell me then.
I was one of the kids to where, like, when the class was acting up, the teacher would come to, like, you got the power to go tell some of them to calm down, do their work, And
you did, and it worked?
Sometimes.
All right, that's real leadership. What else?
So we were.
They laughing in here, man. Can you get control of them? They're doing all this laughing. Go ahead, though. I'll let you tell me what else before I turn you on them. Go ahead.
You know.
How much were you getting a day?
What you mean?
Oh, yeah, you. That's all right, man. Let me go back there. I was getting a quarter a day when I was in the 4th grade.
Yeah, no, I don't know about. I ain't gonna talk about none of that.
You say they want to be your friend, they want to be in your company, they got to hang out with you, I need a quarter. That's popular. You hang around here much, so you're going to have to give me a quarter. Now, you just got me had a flashback now, I want quarters, because I was a little threatening with that, quite frankly. Some might have called it extortion in the 4th grade. Tell me about your relationship. You said you all were good friends.
Well, you know, I don't think she knew it. Like, I don't show it much, you know. But she was a big part of the graduation because I seen her grind in being the out of 5 boys to be, you know, I seen that, you know, she did want at least one of her brothers, you know, even if it was the youngest, some but one of her brothers to do it, you know, so that you can do it. So we were pretty close. We were actually very close.
Good.
I feel that she's seen a lot of me that I see now as I'm growing up because I work a lot and stuff like that. But back then I didn't see, you know, I was just doing me.
Are you going to advance your education? Either skill, trade, or?
Yes, I'm going actually for business management.
Good.
I want to be a business.
When you going to start?
Hopefully soon. I'm working right now, so I'm just, right now.
You can go at night. They have night schools. What shift you work?
I work, right now I work day shift, so 6:30 to 5 p.m.
Oh, yeah, class don't start until 6, 6:30, 7 o'clock. The night classes. Look into that. So, you know, you can do 2 things at a time. All these ladies back here, I promise you, they've done 2 and 3 things at a time. Raised kids, went to school, worked, or they worked 2 jobs and raised kids. And why are you suing your brother for the car?
I am.
I heard him say he's trying to get on his feet. Well, I mean, why are you doing this?
I am suing my brother
used to
over
help
the
him.
car. I am suing him over the car, not because it had anything to do with the car, because my brother know most times I sweep everything under the rug. It's materialistic, it can be bought again. However, leading up to the car incident, we had an agreement. The agreement was you take my daughter back and forth to school, you pick her up from school, however, because I worked. In that time, I was still attending school, so I had a lot on my plate.
You worked, went to school and raising a child?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. So, you know, to help out, I did have an extra car that was parked in my garage. He graduated from high school, made me the proudest. Do you hear me? The proudest. So, in return, yeah, you do what you're supposed to do. You're working, you're going to school, here's a car. The agreement is you need insurance on the car and you need insurance on your license, or insurance on your license. And you pick my daughter up from school and take her to my mom's. He did that for a little bit and then it stopped. And then I was encouraged to take the car then and I didn't. Shame on me, I didn't.
Did he tell you why he stopped?
Work hours, I'm assuming.
Okay.
I'm going to assume work hours. I never even questioned.
He's got an answer. Go ahead, though.
He ended up in a car accident in September. When we agreed on the car, his exact words were, you know I'm working. Anything happens to the car, I can cover the car. I say, you're right, you are working, but if you get insurance, anything that happens, you don't have to worry about covering.
So what did
insurance
happen?
Cover. He totaled the car.
Totaled it?
Totaled the car. I didn't find out that he totaled the car until 2 days after. And when I called and asked him, again, he reassured me I had nothing to worry about. It was going to be taken care of. Weeks went by. Months went by.
Did he tell you how it was going to be taken care of?
The young lady was supposed to have insurance.
The other driver?
The other driver was supposed to have insurance. Come to find out, the other driver did not have insurance. Come to find out, he did not have insurance on the car or his license.
Let me hear from you, sir.
Your Honor, to be honest, I feel that I shouldn't owe that money because I wasn't the cause of that accident. You know, you can't stop things from happening. You know, I know she is right that I did give my word. I was working. You know, if it was me that was the cause, you know, my just recklessness, you know, I would have, you know, gladly up front, you know, but like I told her, it was the cause of all this, you know, you can't get nothing out of me. I'm trying to get some, I'm going to court in 2 days. I have the evidence right here to fight the other person that was the actual cause of the accident.
Did that person receive a ticket or?
Yes, I have all the paperwork right
Let's
here.
see it. What did that person receive a ticket for? That person allegedly was in the wrong?
Yeah, she was listed as the cause of the accident,
Okay.
and she's trying to. That's why I'm going to court for, because she's trying to fight that. She tried to make a turn. I was coming down a straight road. I had the right of way. She tried to beat, thinking she could make it come wrong timing, and turned. And when she turned,
Okay, she was in the wrong. The question, however, is did you tell her you were going to get insurance?
I never made a comment on that.
Did she ever ask?
Did she ever ask?
Yes.
I never answered.
Okay.
That is not true.
But I did tell her, she was right when she told you that I did tell her that if anything happened to the car, you know, on my behalf, by me working and making money, you know, that I would pitch in and help and do what I have to get, you know, pay for the car.
Do you recall discussing insurance at all? I know you say you didn't say anything. Do you recall it ever been discussed?
She mentioned getting insurance, telling me to get insurance on the car and stuff.
And you didn't?
No.
All right, and I believe that was, right. And that was a condition of you continuing to use the car, and you breached that condition, so you breached your agreement with her. Had you gotten insurance, she wouldn't have to wait until the end of a trial to see if she can collect money from a person who couldn't afford insurance, so they certainly aren't going to be able to afford to pay her, because they couldn't even afford to put insurance on their car.
Your Honor, if the end of the trial, I wasn't going to have to pay her nothing, because that girl, the offender right there was the one wrong. She'd have had to pay both.
All right, well, cross your fingers and hope that you can get your money back from her, because you're paying her for failure to have the insurance that you agreed to have. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I still love you, although we did exchange some hateful words and I, you know, did this on you. I thank you for what I did here today, because you never said that to me. I just really wanted you to know I wouldn't even sue you if those words you were beat out of that car would have came out your mouth. I would have deadened it. But because you said that, that hurted my core.
Love you too. That's all.